not mean to launch parachutes, but we're gonna see if we can repack them, because I believe he can do that. Yeah, repack, and repack. And I want to get back in. Okay, actually, I'm gonna do a quick test. That should deploy them, right? Okay. Well, I'm gonna just go ahead and repack them again, just to make sure. Let's deploy it. Okay. So if I get on, I'm kind of concerned that when I start flying up, they're just gonna, yep, I was afraid of that. Okay. Well, now that it's been deployed, I'm gonna repack this, shoot again, and then we're going to, isn't really what I wanted to do. Well, I can just right click and de-deploy them, right? So that's fine. Whoops, I see I skied. So pretty much once we deploy this, it'll just be like automatically active. So perfect-ish. I want the rest of these out. Oh god. Falling a bit fast for my tastes. Okay, now we're falling plenty slow now. Just gonna do a quick land here on the airstrip. Do some science. Maybe we can do some science above the airstrip too. Wow. Oh, we haven't done a crew report over Kerbal Shores before? Huh. Well, we'll have to do that later, because I want to do a crew report over here now. It should be a new biome, right? From runway, yes. There's another 3 science out of that. There's another 1.5 science out of that. We'll get another 0 science from that, because that's Kerbal Shores, okay. Get this from the runway, right? Yes, indeed. And then we'll get this from the runway. And then we'll get out, take ourselves some surface samples. Ow. Okay. EVA from the runway. And surface sample from the runway. Very good. That'll be like probably another 25 science, which is pretty good considering that we didn't really go anywhere, or do any science. So I'm glad we got science for not doing any science. That's always nice and convenient. So right, indeed. Right, I need to go recover the actual craft that he flew in, because that has a lot more science than he had on him. So at any rate, lots more science to be had. There we go. Recover this vessel. That's another 12 science. We now have 38 science. It's not enough to actually do anything, but it was kind of a nice boost. At any rate, just kind of nice to have that extra little bit of science there. Alright, so now we want to do some... yes, we have more upgrades. Swell. I'm going to put another point into this, another point into that, so because it's taking forever to research these things, and then another 0.5 build points into my ability stuff. And I'll take a mere 44 days. That's still plenty of time to have myself another couple rockets. So that is what we shall do. So the Sci-Fi Mark 1 performed admirably. The Explorer Mark 5 also performed admirably. It did very well. You know, there's only like one slight issue, but that's fine. You know. So what should our next mission be? Well, the next thing we're actually going for is we're going to go for a survey thing around the around Kerbal, just to see how the whole Kethane thing is working. But our next mission, I think we're going to do a flyby of Minmus, and then after we do a flyby of Minmus, then we'll try landing on the moon. Because to be honest, I hate landing on the moon. It is my least favorite thing to do. It just sucks. So what we're going to do is, now that we have some battery thing, actually instead of having one of these, I believe 2 of these is better, right? No, actually it's exactly the same. So if we have these here, I'm thinking if I could throw these on, because I want more batteries, right? My people are like dying and stuff. I want more batteries. I'm going to put 2 of these on here and 2 of these. So that'll increase our battery stuff by a little bit. Actually, our batteries were completely fine. I think about it. Well, the problem is this oxygen, which I don't know where to put this, to be honest. Very small oxygen. Very good. We'll just put 4 of these things on here, because everything else was fine. We had hours of everything left except for oxygen. Right. So this oxygen here. Actually, I'm going to put some extra water on too, just in case. Life support container? No, that's okay. I don't need life support container. I just need a standard sized water container. Right? I believe standard size is the size I need. Yes. how much extra is that? That's a lot of water. Okay. So this should be plenty of life support to get us out to Minmus, which is the objective here. Okay, well, this thing's just sticking out. Whatever, I'm not gonna fix that. So let's save this thing here. I'm gonna redo the stages, because I don't want it to work quite like this. I want it like that. Perfect. Okay, oh right, we also want to put an actual heat shield on here, because if we had ourselves an actual heat shield, the whole mission would have been a 100% simple success, rather than our, just barely success that we ended up having. So we want to put this actually above the parachutes, because we don't want it to activate effort. I mean, we don't want to like separate that from the rocket until perhaps the very end, but I still don't want to do that. So now let's see, we'll take apart these things after reading. Yeah, that looks right, doesn't it? And actually what I'm going to do, this is what I meant to do last time. Oh, right, I forgot. It takes time to research things. Yeah, so this is the Explorer Mark V. This one will be going to Minmus. This is like the fixed Explorer Mark V, essentially. Now the survey launcher, we want to change a few things on here, too. One thing we're going to change is this basic launcher. We don't need any fins on it, so we're not going to have any fins on it. Because that's necessary and just sort of extra weight. So there's the survey launcher Mark I, I think. Except we want a couple more things. One thing we want parachutes, because when we're done and everything, and eventually we will be done, we want to be able to land this thing easily. Not like we did last time. Easily. Very, very easily. Should not be any sort of issue or anything. We're just going to put 2 radial parachutes on here. We'll still have more than enough thrust to get into our desired orbit, like we did last time. I'm going to leave this stuff on, just for maybe some corrections. We're not putting heat shields or anything, so we don't need that. So that's pretty much the main change, or 2 main changes to this. The basic lifter is now a little bit different. Whoops, actually I want to make one more change to the basic lifter so that it uses fewer parts. Because, I mean, obviously it's not a huge deal, but I do like to use these larger fuel tanks rather than the smaller ones if it's an equal volume of fuel, because that way it's fewer parts and therefore less lag. Or, not that it's a whole lot of lag, but it is a little bit less lag. Therefore, we're going to have a mere 15 parts in this basic lifter, 18 parts on the intermediate lifter, which is fine because it's bigger. Alright, so now we're not going to build a survey launcher, because we don't need a survey launcher, but we do want to build one of these Explorer Mark Vs. We're going to do a quick flyby of Minmus. I don't know if I'll launch one barrel for it again or not, but we'll see. We're going to launch, or we're going to start building Explorer Mark V again. Once we get the basic construction and stuff, then I'll use the launch stabilizer thingamajiggers. So that we can actually, so that's more stable, and it'll make us like immeasurably more efficient, because we'll launch from like 10 meters up instead of 0 meters up, which is, it's not a huge deal, of course, but I like it. Hey, look, it's the middle of day. That's glorious. That's awesome. Good job. All right, we want to launch this. I'm gonna put Munro in it. Why not? I mean, it doesn't really matter who I put in these. I like how you get to choose who you get put in them, though, because in the original system, like, Jebediah just, like, sneaks his way onto all of the rockets, unless you, like, launch him out into space. But that's not even an option for me, because I have to, like, give them life support and stuff. So we should have, like, several days of water. We should have several days of oxygen. And with food, we'll have the same amount, but since they can survive for 30 days without food, I'm not going to bother putting extra food on. We should also have several days worth accelerating a little bit faster. Let's just start turning over quickly here, because we're already at 50,000. Oh, side slipping. I want to just time. We're going up a little bit too fast. And not moving fast. Lateral velocity is too low. Surface velocity. You know what I mean, and it's too low. So, into some rocketeering here. Right. So, into orbit. Okay. I'll probably just come back once because this is a good start. I'm sure you've seen lots of people get orbit. If you haven't, you've seen me get orbit several times. So, farewell. Alright, just slowly coming into orbit here. We only got a 200 meters per second more to go. We just missed the cloud to 7 though, so that was less than efficient, of course, but whatever. Now we're spending a little bit more too much. We're spending a little bit too much fuel, increasing the height of the apoapsis rather than the periapsis. Okay, now that that's high enough. I already set Minmus as the target. We're just going to go burn here because I have a feeling this is the right one. If I have a feeling, I mean, I'm pretty darn sure. But you know how it goes. Okay, so our apoapsis will be just a little bit higher, or periapsis rather. So we can of course correct that once we get out there, but we're just going to go for this. That's 900 meters per second. It's only a little bit more than last time. Last time we had more than enough fuel. Although, to be fair, last time we also didn't have this much water and oxygen on board. So this will probably work out for us, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. 9 minutes? Or, you know, it'll be less than 9 minutes until we actually start burning. 54 seconds. I'm kind of concerned. I don't know exactly if we'll be able to do this. 54 seconds, but then again, we're using like 2.8 fuel per second. So we should be fine. But, you know, should be fine and we're going to be fine. That is just not the same. Burning now. I just want to remember it. Because sometimes you can accidentally, like, you make it, like, that looks great, and then you run to the point, you're like, oh shit, now I'm dead. Which is not something you want. I've done that a couple times before, especially when you're sniping from a something. I've done that. And like, yeah, I'm going back home, and that's like the opposite. Not the guy, sorry. That's my life. So about halfway done with this point. Working pretty good. We're kind of low on fuel, but that's okay. We should be making this, to be honest. I really don't want to strand out here, though, because if we do strand him, there's no ability to it's the end of the month. Low on fuel, actually, so I hopefully we can get this. You know, horrible things might happen to him. Once we get up there, we should be able to correct our orbit pretty easily. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this maneuver, and I'm just going to keep going, doing this manually. I don't know why I'm making such a big deal of this. I'm pretty sure we're going to be fine. Yeah, there we go. We got our intersection. Once we hit it, we're going to, I believe, just come shooting out the same side. Yeah, we're come shooting out this side. Then we're going to head back down to the periapsis. It'll be 26 days, which is kind of a lot. It'll be ever so slightly less once we slow ourselves down at the apoapsis to like bring ourselves back into orbit. But anyway, we're heading out. Actually, we should be building a second rocket. Just in case this doesn't work, actually, I'm going to go back to the Space Center and build a rescue craft. Not to, you know, not that I don't trust Mundro, but I want to build a rescue craft, and we're actually going to have plenty of time to do it. Because we've 26 days until that thing hits. Right? So, it's well on its way. We better build another rocket. One thing I'm going to build a rescue craft, and then... No, I think I might just build another one of these. Actually, no. We should build a dedicated rescue craft, because that way we won't have all the scientific equipment and stuff on it, so we'll just be able to rescue more easily. So this will be called a rescue... You know, yeah, rescue craft, Mark 1. That's good enough. I don't need given any fancy names or anything. I might get to do some fancy names once I build larger spacecraft, but not yet. So we're going to put a Stay Putnik Mark 1 on here, because we want it to be piloted by, like, not an actual person. So then we want to put a command pod so that we can take somebody with us, of course. And now, we're going to put a small fuel tank, and an LVT 909. Yeah, LVT, or not LVT, just LV 909. And then we want to put this, we want to put a fairing around it, but first I'm going to put some parachutes, of course, so we can, like, get back and stuff and not die. And since you can store science in these things, I'm not too concerned about that. Put some more electricity on here, just in case, because this engine doesn't generate electricity, which is a bit unfortunate. We want these expanded fairings, and then we want this expanded fairing. Very good. That will be the rescue craft. Nobody's going to go in it, of course, because we don't want somebody to go in there. Yeah, that's right, Jebediah. You don't get to go in there. We want to. I think we're just gonna use this basic lifter. So I want to build 2 of these. Actually, I want to build 1, and I want to go warp until it's done, and then make sure it works and stuff. I'm gonna go check the tracking station, make sure one burrow won't hit the moon in 3 days, or the won't hit Minmus in 3 days. I'm assuming he won't, because it said 26 days to apoapsis, so I'd imagine it'll probably be maybe closer to 7 or 8 days until we hit the Minmus' sphere of influence, which is pretty small. But alright, so if we go here, how many days until that happens? 5 days. So we should have just enough time. Not just enough. We'll have a couple days extra, but we'll have enough time. Actually, I think it was 5 days until he leaves, but we'll have plenty. God, I can't talk still. So we have enough time so that once we go ahead, warp to complete on this rescue craft, we should see what it's capable of, and then once we do that, we should be able. God, tell this freaking thing. All right. Anyway, once we get to this rescue craft here. We're not going to launch with anybody inside. The reason why I have those batteries is not just for the person, it's also because it's a probe. So we need to be able to, it should be able to get into orbit, and again to a fairly large orbit, and we're just going to do some stuff. So the objective is we're going to launch it up, we're going to do a 500,000 kilometer orbit, and then circularize it, and then come back. It should be an easy task, I believe. It's also kind of a test for our lifter system, to make sure it all goes straight. But, so we want to get up. Circularize and then come back down, because that's sort of simulated, like we're going up, docking with something, and then coming down. That's the idea at least. So far it is launching straight, which means that the issue is, although I guess we have probably not experienced this stuff yet, but the issue seems to have been with the fins that were knocking us off course rather than anything else. So if this works how it has been, we're just going to keep going up here. So just no fins on a rocket this small, because I think they just had too much of an influence on it. If we built ourselves a large rocket, perhaps we would. I'm a little concerned that just increased our rockets by a whole bunch. He could be dead. I mean, if he was dead, what's so much on him now? Well, I mean, if he was dead, he would have been dead. Let's just put it there. And if he's dead, then there's nothing we can actually do for him. Except include more batteries on the next design. I guess we can do that for him. But so we're just gonna keep testing out this whole craft here. And I mean, I can't check right now. I think he's dead because it says -7 hours of electricity. Probably because we weren't actually in there last time. It was during that we're not concerned today. I don't know how fast it worked, but I think it killed him, which is mighty unfortunate. So we might need solar panels. We might have no choice except for to use solar panels to get to the next place because we really need the power itself. And if we can't manage it with our current tech, we might just have to work forwards like 4 different days. Of course, we are a pretty ridiculously quick space agents here. We're running rockets in like 3 days and we're launching right now. I'm pretty sure NASA can't do that. They've had infinite funds that can do that, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't, sadly. So, yeah. Alright. This was not a super successful. orbit. Just burn straight out. Alright, well, we're just gonna keep going because, why not? Oh, son of a bitch! It's way too high. Whoops. Well, I guess if we can circularize it from way out here, and then wait. I want to switch to him now that it's safe too. I just want to switch him, check if he's dead. If he is dead, that's really bad. Oh, I hope I didn't just kill a Kerbal by forgetting to give him life support, by forgetting to check on him, essentially. No, he is completely fine, actually. He is 100% fine. I don't know why that's the case, but he is fine. He's built up a good deal of waste, but... yes. Yeah, he's been building up waste heat and waste oxygen and waste water. Actually, that could be a problem. Well, he is traveling for that. Okay, so he's actually fine. I don't know why it said he was dead, but he's not. Okay, or whoops, not Hooray Orbit. God damn it. Alright, I want to switch to my thing, because I have probably a few minutes left until I hit the apoapsis, and I want to get there, in plenty of time to take full advantage of that. Okay, so the guy's not dead. I was thinking, if he's dead, I could just burn the engines a little bit, right? And then he'd be fine for a little bit longer. So I'm going to switch to this. I don't know exactly how long it's going to take until we hit this thing. So I guess we're going to try and do a circularization for 800,000. If we strand this thing up here, that's fine, because it's just a probe. It's not like we're stranding a person. So yeah, we'll work a little bit out. This thing, I believe, is still going to intersect with the or with Minmus. I'll make sure, of course. Alright, so we're way out here now. Let's do this burn about here, so we can make sure we've got plenty of time to do it. And we want to get this to be, once they switch, I think we're stuck. I think we're going to make it pretty easily, to be honest. And then we want to make sure there's much fuel for this thing might be able to do it. I am not 100% confident that I could do it, because I'm not, great at this. At this whole, intersection thing. Interception thing. Okay, running out of food, that's fine. Running out of electric charge, yes, I'm aware we are supposedly low on electric charge, but we're not. I think there's a bug with the electric charge consumption, which is kind of nice, because the electric charge consumption is just so low. Alright, so we're going to bring this thing back down. We do actually have a bit of fuel, so I think we could do ourselves a nice intercept and everything like this. I think this will be a competent enough rescue craft, assuming they're in an orbit like this where we can actually intercept them. I do want to see if we can get this thing back safely, of course, because I would like to have all of its science, or not science, all of its parts back, just for having the parts back. Oh, that's kind of low, actually. I'm going to bring it back up. Luckily, it doesn't matter how much fuel we seem to recover. We don't have, a fuel reserve or anything. So this is, it's kind of hard to see, but I believe it's about 22,000. Right, yeah, 22,000, 4, 5, 6, 7, 30,000. That's my, standard. Oh, whoops, if I face this way, by the time I get to the correct, so I face the other way, so I'll just do this. Okay, now we want to warp all the way around, which isn't very long. So, I don't know exactly when this thing is going to intersect, but it'll be pretty soon. We'll just switch over to this next. Actually, we're going to start building another rescue craft immediately, because we don't want him to die, of course. But, we're actually going to wait, because the G-forces won't kill this person, because there's nobody on board. So, I do want to land this on land, of course, because I like land. I dislike landing in water very much. Despite, I know I do it all the time, but for past few launches, I did not really have a choice. This time, I think I do have a choice, and I deliberately chose one of these larger land masses to hopefully skim all the way across over here too, because this is a pretty big one. If I just move my orbit down a little, actually, nah, we're too low to do that. I don't feel safe to do that, to be honest. I'm going to slow down because I don't want it to blow up my craft or something. We're decelerating a lot. I don't actually know if we're going to make it all the way. We haven't actually dropped our process into the atmosphere yet because it'll change perspective once we do. I think it just did during that time. Anyway, we're going to slowly come in over here. We're not decelerating super quickly, but we do have a lot of these parachutes, so I mean we'll be fine. Maybe if we get lucky, I should move the apoapsis or the parapsis over here or something, and we would have easily landed on this giant landmass. But I decided not to because I'm an idiot. All right. Maybe if all goes well, we'll land here. No, just kidding. We're not going to land there. We're not going to land anywhere. I don't know why I activated those, but luckily it didn't actually come out. Hopefully this thing isn't still heating up or else we're dead. Okay, good. Those parachutes will probably be fine. Although they won't be taking a lot of force. Maybe they can slow us down quickly enough so that they won't overheat. Who knows? We are going kind of quickly. But we're just going to land in the ocean. Of course we're going to land in the ocean. Could we ever not? I don't think so. Actually, I wonder, can we do a crew report? Apparently we can't do a crew report, but it doesn't matter, because, like, we've already done one here. Oh god, they're heating up. Okay, now they're cooling down. All is well. I guess they opened up and slowed us down fast enough so that we didn't die from the heating up, which is good, of course. I mean, I'm very happy with that. But, alas. Alright, so all is well aboard the rescue craft. So we'll build another one before we go out and manage the Minmus landing, or not landing, it's not. Actually, to be honest, we probably could land, even though we have, like, 0 fuel. Because it takes 0 fuel to land around Minmus. Actually, it doesn't, because you have to, like, slow yourself down first. But the actual landing takes, like, 0 fuel. Alright, so we'll have ourselves some extra parts from this launch. That's all we really got out of this. It wasn't really a whole lot of anything, to be honest, but... Except now we know that this rescue craft has perhaps about adequate capabilities. Which is, of course, good to know that your rescue craft can perhaps perform their duty. It'd be better if I had RCS, of course, because then I'd be able to control my course more precisely. That would probably be one of the things I buy when I come back from my Minmus journey. But in the meantime, we'll just have to settle for an OV909 and lots of reaction wheels. So, landing. We're going to go back out and do the thing where we have the stuff going to Minmus. Right. So, gotta wait for this thing to load because it takes forever. But once it's done, we'll discover that we got probably 0 science. Yeah, right. Yes, we do. Oh, right. We want to go build another one. We need some more rescue craft. Actually, I'm going to build 2 more rescue craft because this way I want to always have a rescue craft on standby, just in case, you know, we need it to rescue somebody. Because you never know when you're going to need to rescue somebody, and it's never a bad idea to just have an extra rocket lying about, I would imagine. Especially when, you know, we have life support. If we didn't have life support, it wouldn't really be a very big deal. But this and life support make for a very interesting combination. Because you'd be like, well, I have to build a rescue craft before he dies from not having enough life support. Yes, I mean, it's a lot of fun. I don't know, did I not save the rescue craft? Ugh, I have to rebuild it. Alright, we'll be right back.